So, final topic, my Malkin's moments. I have some great Malkin's moments for you. Sticking with baseball, the Dodgers collected an historic sweep of the San Francisco Giants over the weekend. They swept the Giants in their most recent four-game series, which apparently happened for the first time since 1995. 27 years it hasn't happened between these two coastal rivals. They won 9-6 on Thursday, then 5-1, 4-2, and 7-4. But all the games were extremely tight. The Dodgers bats woke up. They hit so many home runs against the Giants in the eighth and the ninth inning that eventually they were able to prevail. But this series has been fantastic. You look at their history over the last several years, especially last year, the epic NL pennant race. Two teams, both with over 100 wins in their own division. They faced off in the NLDS. It was an incredible five-game series. The Dodgers prevailed in 5 games. Of course, the Dodgers just won a World Series 2 years ago. The Giants have won 2 World Series in the 2010 decade, 2012 and 2014, I believe. So this is a renewed rivalry. Both teams are finally good at the same time. And that's what had been lacking for so long, is the fact that neither side had been an elite team at the same time. In fact, last year's NLDS was the first time that those two teams had faced off against one another in the postseason. It had never happened. There have been a couple tight NL races and divisional races, but it was the first time that they'd met in the postseason. And now they're both starting to play well at the same time, and that NL West is still a very, very tough division, but an epic rivalry and a tremendous series victory and sweep for the Dodgers over the weekend. Shifting to golf, Tony Finau surged to win the 3M Open. He shot 4 under 67 on Sunday to win the 3M Open by 3 strokes. He actually was trailing 5 strokes with 11 holes to play, and then Scott Piercy unfortunately had a meltdown and tumbled down the stretch. But does not negate the fact that Finau was fantastic throughout the tournament. He shot 17 under for the entire tournament at the Windy TPC Twin Cities event. It was the 3rd PGA Tour victory for Tony Finau. He's just a really good guy. You talk to him, he's very humble. His family was there with him. He's got 5 kids. He seems like a very genuine guy, and I'm happy for him. And what's impressive is he recorded the largest winning rally in 4 editions of the tournament. Again, trailed by 5 strokes with 11 holes to play. That's a very, very slim margin for error. So major shout out and congratulations to him. Finally, my final Malkin's moment. Ex-Laker Slava Medvedenko is apparently auctioning off his 2 championship rings to Ukraine for the relief effort to raise money for the kids and providing some athletic facilities for the kids. He's selling his 2 championship rings to raise money. He's a native of Ukraine. He's been fighting in the war with Ukraine. And apparently SCP Auctions is actually donating the entire final sale price of both rings to Medvedenko's Fly High Foundation. Again, it's a foundation that's raising money for the youth in Ukraine to provide them with athletic facilities and to give them access to facilities that they wouldn't have and obviously wouldn't have been, is not prioritized in the midst of a world war, or a war at least with Russia. So Medvedenko, he's 43. He was part of the Lakers championship teams in 2001, 2001 and 2002. He joined the Lakers in 2000 and 2001 season, but is part of the championship team for the 01-02 titles with Shaq and Kobe. And he had not a very notable career with the Lakers, but did have a couple moments during the 2003-2004 season when Karl Malone was injured. He filled in for 38 games, had a career best 8 points, 5 rebounds, So he contributed. Then he got traded to the Atlanta Hawks in the 2006-2007 season. That was his final season in the NBA, but still was a member of those two championship teams. And it's a very commendable and admirable thing to sell those championship rings. He had mentioned how holding on to these material things isn't going to help assist his country. He wanted to help his country out, and it's a major, major selfless act on his part, and it's worthy of making my Malkin's moments. That's all the time that I got for today. Thank you so much for joining me right here on Morning Joe every single Monday and Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 to 11 Central, and 8 to 9 a.m. Pacific. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube page, Morning Joe with Jonah Malkin on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at Jonah_Malkin or at morning_Joe_ JMalk97 on Instagram and Jonah Malkin on TikTok. Thanks so much. And as always, have a lovely rest of your morning.